I know ahead of time, y'all go to Miami, make sure y'all bread, y'all ain't just gonna be walking the strip. Nah, if you gonna go eat, you gonna be paying for it. Trust and believe.
Need my quote, leave me alone, it ain't road tales. Know my foes won't condone, but the hoes will. I got mo or whatever, niggas won't play. I got dope, Cartier, call my phone player.
So welcome back again, everybody. This is
Welcome.
the What Up Bro podcast. Doing something a little different. Kind of giving y'all a taste of how things are kind of be going forward. Ain't that right? Broderick here. Back, black as ever, melanin popping, thanks to Miami.
Hell yeah, I think I got a 10 too. I was looking in the mirror like, you look brown.
My brother Sean sitting right here.
Big facts.
Also melanin popping, thanks to Miami.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro, I got cooked. I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, y'all, me and my socks, we looking a little together right now. Right. So I definitely got smoked in, like.
Yeah, shout out to Puff for letting us come to his house. Jennifer Lopez also, thank you. Floyd, I love the work that you're getting done. Thank you for allowing us to get a first-hand look at the work you got going on with your crib. I really appreciate that.
Yo, I was looking at it, it's like, yo, I don't know if I can live there. And I was, which I was talking on a trip, and which one of my peoples, they was like, yo, I can live out here. Like, go look, you finish your work, you finish whatever work you're doing for the day, you close your laptop, and you just go out to the beach. And I'm like, yo, that's essentially, that sounds amazing, but it's like, all right, I know me, and I know I get tired. I get tired very quickly of the same routine all the time. So I'll be like, all right, cool, bet. All right, where I gotta move to next? Oh, Cancun, cool, bet. All right, let's go Jamaica, cool, bet. All right, so
I think the things that I loved about Miami, I really loved, but the things I hated was just like, no. Like, just, like, as someone who drove.
Oh, yeah, I told you about that shit.
And just drove around the city and realized, yo, there's nobody here that can drive. Like, and the way the roads are set up, there's bridges everywhere. Like, and it's high-ass bridges, too. I'm just like, yo, what is going on here? Like,
that's a fact.
Because I feel like, because my girl and I, we were talking about the same things. Like, yo, could, like, one of us actually live out here and make it work? And we were just like, nah, like, it'd be cool.
A great place to visit.
Right. It's like a cool little vacation spot, maybe a summer spot that you may have a summer home or
if
something
you get like a beach house or some shit like that, you do a week, 2 weeks.
Right.
And then get away. Yeah, but staying there, nah. I would, and the crazy part is, I would stay in New York longer than I probably would stay in Miami. And that's crazy. Because Miami, even, granted, you like, oh, Miami has beautiful weather, but I like beautiful weather, but I also like the cold. Like, I don't know, and personally, I guess maybe that's the city in me, but I love the cold. I love the cold weather. I love that shit. That's like, yo, hoodie season is like the best season. I feel like I do my best dressing in the wintertime. Like,
yeah, when it's time to put the hoodie on, I feel like I can mess with a hoodie a little bit more than I can mess with the shorts and the tank.
Oh, absolutely. And
then just on top of that, like, I feel like everybody in Miami got an angle. Like, it seemed like everybody was trying to either sell something, or they were trying to, impress somebody, or they were trying to seek something, like, from you. Like, whether it was somebody, like, and people are bold down there too. Like,
bold as hell.
Like, you could be down there with, like, you could be down there with someone. The people still gonna try to look at you, or they gonna look at the person that you with, and try to impress them with their eyes and all that type of stuff like that. And then even on that, when everybody seemed like everybody was trying to sell something too.
Oh, absolutely. If I had one more person come up to me while I was eating, like, yo, you want a cigar? You want to you want to rope? Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
My big thing was people would just hand me stuff, and like, they would do it in a way to where it was just like, yo, I'll just be like, what the world? Like, I just look and I'll be like, oh, somebody's handing me something. Your natural reaction is like, all right, well, what is it?
Yeah.
Cause that's how somebody got me with some flowers, and then they tried to call me broke because I didn't want to buy them. Some old dude was like, first off, he popped out my corner and just handed me a rose and was like, yo, this is for the lady. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm thinking it's the restaurant. This is our first night.
This is being like general. I don't know.
Right, this is our first night. I'm like, I get it, and I'm like, all right, what's going on, whatever, not thinking anything of it. He's like, oh, that'd be $10. I'm like, nah. I hand that shit right back to him. Like, nah.
Like, bro, do you not see me eating right now? Like, I gotta build a handle.
He's like, how broke you gotta be? You can't afford a $10 flour? I'm like, nah, it's not that.
You should have been like, I'm hella broke, nigga.
Right.
I'm hella broke.
I'm sitting there thinking,
we gonna be washing dishes tonight.
Right. I'm sitting there thinking, look at the restaurant I'm on the strip that I'm on. You trying to call me broke because I don't want a $10 flour? All right.
Telling you.
But so we talking about a new format. And like I said, shout out to Miami because Miami was fun.
It definitely was.
We had a good time.
I wish I could have stayed longer.
Yeah, we definitely wish we could have stayed longer. But we gonna have to come back and just experience a little bit more. And then, like I said, shout out to Puff, letting us come to the crib. So going with that, I know on the trip, we talked about how we're gonna change the show up, things that we're gonna do with the show.
Yeah.
And I feel like today is a good day because the show we are recording the day of putting the show out.
I know.
So, we just want to show y'all what to expect going forward with the show and the format and, how we going to try to keep y'all's attention, how we going to try to incorporate different things outside of just the show every week to give you guys good classic entertainment. So I know, Sean, you had a few ideas that you had throughout there that we agreed upon. So you just want to explain that to the people.
Well, we're gonna be cutting down the timing of it. So we're gonna be, instead of hey, putting out one episode a week or whatever the case may be, we're gonna be putting out probably 2 episodes, 2 to 3.
Yeah,
a week,
2 to 3.
Which a week, so we can kind of get that out there. Look, I know some of y'all attention spans is like dog shit, so
right.
I know y'all personally, y'all ain't gonna be listening to an hour long something. So you'll listen to 20 minutes. You're like, okay, I could do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but
right.
An hour long, y'all. Boom. So we're gonna gradually get back to be doing an hour long, but we're gonna keep y'all around for a little bit before we start giving y'all some longer sections of what's going on.
Right, and we also gonna do some skits and stuff. We're gonna try to get some more entertainment in on the side, and then also just different little stuff that's going on. Because like we said in the last episode, this is the What Up Bro podcast, and us as the host, we always need to let you know what's up.
Keep y'all in the loop.
Exactly. So with that being said, I know I was driving to Miami, so
yeah, you snap with that.
I had a lot of time to listen to some of the stuff, and I know we wanted to talk about the new Nas album, King's Disease 2. It came out on Friday.
I got so happy to see that shit pop up. Then I listened to like after the first 3 tracks, I was like, nah.
Yeah, because I know you loved the first one. You were very high on the first one, so
yeah, it's very high on it, and he worked with Hit-Boy again, so I'm like, oh, Hit-Boy on the beat, like it's lit.
Right.
Then after what was it? I think it was after 40 Side.
Yeah.
After 40 Side, I listened to the EPMD 2, and I was so like disappointed. I was disappointed in Eminem's verse. I was very highly disappointed in Eminem's verse. Like I thought it was gonna be, all right, I'm gonna hit you. Obviously, Eminem is a wordsmith, so I'm thinking he's going to hit you with wordplay. Yeah. And instead, I got, hey, it's a shout out to Boo Boo. I felt like I was listening to a Logic song. I felt like I really felt like I was listening to a Logic song, and Logic does that a lot in his music. And he'll, hey, know that I'm black and I'm white. Shout out to my mother and my ancestors, my brother and my cousin.
How many times can you get that off?
Yeah, and it was, and I'm like, okay, no, we're not doing this. I want music. I don't want this. You gonna come to me correct. You gonna come to me, and I was really disappointed in that project in general. But I think like as soon as I got down like further in the track list, Store Run was all right. Mm-hmm. Nobody that he had with Lauryn Hill was fire. Right. That No Phony Love shit with Charlie Wilson was real heat. Yeah. Then after that, it just kind of was like, all right, I can listen, but would I like put it on my phone? Probably not.
Yeah. Nah. I listened to it, and I know that I told you that I kind of wanted to say something about the fact that, you got a lot of these older rappers like Nas. Like I appreciate them wanting to put out new music and want to sound newer and fresher.
Absolutely.
However, like I hate to see like rappers like Nas. And I told you the same thing about Fabulous on what was it, Shootout?
Well, you never even like Fab in the first place.
No. That's not true. I do. It's just I don't look at. You gotta remember, I'm not from New York, so I don't look at him the same way as someone that from New York would. But back to Nas, I hate to see these older rappers try to get on these young beats, these like newer beats, and try to sound young. Like they trying to sound like the Migos, they're trying to sound like the wave of mainstream artists as now. When it's just like, yo, your pocket, like you're a veteran, like you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Like you don't have to hop on a Migos beat and rap like that. Just say you did. Like my favorite, every song on here that I thought was my favorite was stuff where it was like, yo, this is Nas's pocket. Like I hated that A Boogie song, the A Boogie and YG song. Not because I don't like A Boogie, not because I don't like YG, because I love both of them.
So I'm not a huge A Boogie fan, so it's like I heard it, I was like, okay, like I'm still A Boogie is like real hit or miss with me, like real hit or miss, and I'm like, yo, you.
But see, like I said, I like them. I like each of their music individually, but I feel like when it comes to Nas, like Nas doesn't need to be on the song with them. Like it just doesn't sound right. Like it didn't. Like that song didn't sound right at all. And to see the thing about it that made me kind of was like, well, made me think about it was the fact that he even kind of addressed it on another song where he just like, yo, imagine hearing like NES on a Migos beat, like, and it's like, yo, that. Do we want to even hear something like that? Because that, like I said, I told you the same thing about Fab, where it was just like, yo, Fab, why are you getting on these auto-tune tracks? Like, that's not you. Like, Soul Take 1 and 2, like, those are classics. That Friday Night Freestyle stuff is classic.
That shit is fire.
But that's a pocket that someone like Fab needs to stay in. And I think
Summertime Shootout. I'm personally, I loved all the Summertime Shootouts.
Right. But I just think that that's a pocket that Nas needs to, like, stay in. It's just, like, the real melodic, like, like real artsy, like just giving game, like because Nas is one of the few artists that I feel like can do both, can kind of give you old game and new game, and it doesn't sound like he's hating on people.
I really feel like, I don't know. Nas just really disappointed me with this album, and I really got happy because I'm like, oh, him and Hit-Boy, because him and Hit-Boy, I felt personally like. King's Disease, it was like album of the year. Then you give me this, and I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? It was album of the year category. If I'm not mistaken, Benny the Butcher, his shit came out the same year as the Thank You. Not Thank You, but the King's Disease shit.
I'm not mistaken, Freddy's came out. I know that year because they were up for the Grammys against each other.
Because King's Disease came out.
But Benny's been putting out music like nonstop for the last year and a half, 2 years.
I know, but I
think he's got another Harry Fraud project coming.
Does he really?
I hope so. I really want to see a Benny, Freddie, and Harry project, like a trio project. I think that would be dope.
Which color? So, well, I'm gonna get back to that. But they albums came out the same year, 2020.
Yeah.
So. Both, I felt like they were fighting for album of the year, but that's what Dave just did a project with where was it? What's his face?
What Harry Fraud?
Harry Fraud. If I'm not mistaken, Hoffa was fire.
Yeah.
Take that bum ass song you did with G Herbo off that shit, and that album, Dave, you got a masterpiece.
Okay, so with that being said, I feel like you got a lot of artists now who are making albums with producers, like just a whole project with a producer.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's the next wave with just like how people do things, how people put out like, you remember how before people put out mixtapes where they were just rapping over everybody else's beats?
Yeah.
Now it's just
what's his name? Fab did with Quiet Storm.
Right. Yeah. Like, do you think now that's gonna become a thing now where people are just gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna attach myself to this producer and we just gonna make magic. We just gonna make albums together. And we gonna make magic."
I think that would probably be best because that challenges you as an artist as well. I really challenges you as an artist. I feel like it's easier to just to say, "All right, cool, bad. I'm gonna take 10 Crack Commandments and go over that beat." It's easy to say I'm a rap over Big Papa. It's easy to say I'm a rap over what's the Tupac song? The Blacker the Berry, Sweeter Juice. Like it's easy to do that, like to rap or get around. Better yet, it's easy to rap over NWA, Fuck the Police. It's easy to do that, but it's more challenging when you're going to get all right. I need to see how his process, how he works. Cool, bet. Now you're bringing in different personalities, different energies, different work ethic God.
Right.
And you bring all of that and you're collabing together, that's much easier. That's much harder said than done. I was listening to Russ. He was actually saying that. He was like, yo, after a while, this rap shit gets easy. What can I do to challenge me, challenge my pen, challenge me personally? And like, and I guess you could say it kind of like the Michael Jordan thing. Like he kicked in like, all right, I'm looking for a challenge within the challenge.
Right.
So what does he do? He starts working with other producers. I'm gonna give work with other beats. Okay, boom. Mind you, he mixes, masters, and produces all his music pretty much. Yeah. So the fact that you're getting on that and you're gonna be touching and he boom, and then y'all collab, y'all come together. It's like, oh shit. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. Right. I feel like there's certain artists who, certain producers, they just kind of, they never miss. Like Freddie and Madlib, like they never miss.
Yeah.
Like, and Benny and Harry Fraud are kind of on that same wave where it's just like, nah, they just never gonna miss because they just had that connection. Like I feel like once some of these artists find like producers that they vibe with, that they have like a chemistry with, like this, like. It's clear that Nas and Hit-Boy have like a clear chemistry.
Yes.
Like it's clear that Hit-Boy can make music for Nas, because to me Nas is one of the all-time greats, but he's one of the all-time like worst beat selectors in the world. Like he's one of the worst. Like everything, like all Nas' best songs, people had to pick those beats for him, or he had like Illmatic is just like, that's like an all-star team of producers. That's like the dream team of producers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's hard to miss on that.
It is. Yeah, I naturally feel like some people just naturally have that connection. That okay, but I guess it also takes a perfect person, not perfect person, but a person who has that perfect touch to go on
as a producer or as a
producer. I mean, granted, both.
Explain that.
Both, because I don't think you'll ever see. Well, I'm not gonna say ever see, but unless I'm mistaken already, like Lil Yachty work with Pharrell, because Pharrell, I just feel like Pharrell's production, his whole mindset doesn't fit with Yachty.
But see, here's my point to that. To argue against that a little bit is, Pharrell's one of those like producers where I don't think at this point he's making like exclusives with anybody anymore. Like I feel like Pharrell is one of those producers where he's kind of like Dre, like Dr. Dre, where it's just like, I'm gonna make a beat when I want to make a beat. It don't matter who it is. I'll make it work.
Like Rick Rubin.
Right. I'll make it work. It don't matter who it is. I'll make it work. If it's someone I'm feeling, I'll make it work. Because that's why Dr. Dre has so much chemistry with people like Snoop and Eminem and 50 Cent, because it was just like, yo, I can make you sound good. I can make anybody sound good. It don't matter who it is. So to me, because there's plenty of Dr. Dre like artists that like you heard like one song and that slapped and then you never heard from him again. Shout out Sam Sneak.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a whole fact. But I'm still just like, yo, it. I don't know. I personally, I feel like, you know, like a lot of those beats, like, all right, better yet, Dreamville, when they did that whole big ass album, what was it? Revenge of the Dreamers. Yeah. When they did that whole, and they did the director's cut. Yeah. If you hear how everybody just fit perfectly with those beats, like fit perfect to that T, and that beat is just the beat. Obviously, the beat. I said the beach. See, that's what my mind is. Right, my mind is still in Miami.
Still in Miami. We're back in Durham now with KP.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Like it's confirmed, Miami. I need to take another trip in probably a few weeks. Exactly. But bro, and you just you heard. Okay, cool. Bet this works perfect. Like that aggressive tone. What's the black Lambo truck or whatever it is, the Lambo truck where it's they talking about robbing J. Cole and Kendrick.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That shit, bro. It took the right aggressive tone and aggressive nature to be able to pull that off. Right. Because you can't come in there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go and rob that nigga. No, you got to be like, yo, I'm gonna rob that nigga. Exactly. But Lamborghini truck, that nigga. Exactly. Like you gotta have that.
You gotta be all in or you can't. Can't do
so it worked. It works, and it's hard. I guess you could say it's kind of hard to find that great match. Like you can find a great beat, and you'd be like, all right, cool, bet this guy gave he gave a decent song, but to find that shit that just actually sits over time and and just like,
because to me that's what makes a difference between like some producers where I like their beats, I like what they're doing, and then like people that I'm like, oh no, this is like one of my all-time favorites. Like The Alchemist is a good example. Like I love The Alchemist beats because The Alchemist is good about piecing things together in a way to which he can mold it around what the artist is talking about. Yeah. But then you got some people where it's just like Pharrell. Pharrell's a good example where I like Pharrell beats. But I know that for a Pharrell beat is going to be a Pharrell beat no matter who's rapping over it. Yeah. Harry Fraud, no. Harry Fraud is making the beat special for the person that... For Harry Fraud and The Alchemist, like I was saying before, can make a can make a beat around someone else's voice, someone else's cadence, someone else's rap style. And I think that's to me what separates like my favorites from just like, oh, I like this person's like beats. I like how they make beats.
I think that goes... I think you can get understanding certain songs and stuff like that. They're like, you have to understand what's going to be timeless. Like what's going to withstand the hand of time, with his raps and the beat, like what's going to naturally resonate together. Like International Players Anthem. Yeah. You just get that, you hear that. Classic record. You as soon as you hear that, you like, oh yeah, nah, fuck that. I choose you.
Right. Rest in peace, Pimp C.
Yeah, like you, and it's the same. Look, same thing with. I love Outkast beats. Like same thing with Roses. Caroline, Caroline. Right. You're like, oh shit, like this hit. It's another song of DJ Khaled's album. It's hip hop with Nas, Scarface. Yeah. That when I mean one of the best songs I have fucking ever heard in my life, that beat fire. Right. Then Nas got on it. I'm like, oh shit. That was like, I'm be honest with you, like I wasn't huge into music. Yeah. But that's what got. But like when I heard that shit, and I was like, Scarface, boom. Actually, J. Cole's what is it? No, that's not the warm up. It's the Friday Night Lights is the first mixtape like ever memorized in my entire life. Yeah. But literally, like I heard that shit, I was like, oh no, I need to stretch the bounds of where I'm listening to music, because I'm like, yo, who the fuck is Scarface? But this nigga Scarface is nice.
Right. No, like, Scarface is a legend. He's a legit legend. Shout out to him. Absolutely. He's a real one too.
So, you hear stuff like that and you like, damn. All right, this is gonna stand the test of time. This is what's going to, all right, I can play this 20 years down the line and you be like, oh shit.
Right. It's timeless music. Like I feel like it takes a special type of producer, it takes a special type of artist to make timeless music. And I think that an artist, and bring it all kind of back home to Nas and King's Disease too. Like I just feel like this isn't that timeless record. I feel like Nas is at a point now where he's not really gonna make timeless music anymore. It's really just he's doing it for sport, for the love of the game at this point. He's kind of like, I always looked at him like hip hop's Mellow. Like he's one of those people that's like super talented.
And telling me he on his way out?
Nah, I'm just saying talent. We talking talent for talent. Like Nas is like one of the greatest, but because like the whole situation with Jay and then like some other stuff, Nas will never be able to get the credit that he truly deserves.
I won't say that. I will never say that. Obviously, he took a hit. And it was like, all right, where's like Nas is putting out music, but it's like, okay, cool, bet Nas is putting out another, but Nas will never be overlooked.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm never gonna say he's gonna be overlooked, but I think that if we look back on Nas's legacy, like in the end, like I think that some of the things that kind of happened to him within this industry, within the music industry, and that sort of thing, it'll take away from like, yo, how dope Nas was for how long Nas was doing it. Like, cause Mello, and this is why I use Mello as a good comparison, cause Mello's like that also. Mello is one of those people who's like, yo, all the real like hoop heads, like all the real hoopers, they respect Mello on like a different level, cause they just know like, yo, Mello loves the game. He loves to play the game. Talent for talent, like yo, Mello on a good day, or not even on a good day, but just on any day, will be going point for point with anybody. It don't matter who it is.
I think, well,
because he's proved it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think with like you saying like Nas took a hiatus and it was just kind of like, okay, where's Nas at? Like, where's Nas? And you know what that kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of like Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Like, you can't. I mean, him being gone, you gotta appreciate the greatness while it's there. Like,
right.
So you have to appreciate. Nas was putting out mad music. He put out one of the best albums ever to touch the earth.
Right. It don't matter.
And Dave Chappelle has put out one of the most iconic shows to ever touch it. One of the most iconic comedy skits to ever touch TV. So it was like, okay, like I think people don't appreciate it long enough because it'll take a detour. And I think that's where people began to appreciate, like you said with Melo. They appreciated Melo because they're like, oh shit, Melo's gone. Like he's out of the league right now. Where's Melo?
Right, but you see him working on his game every day. Like I feel like you see Nas on Instagram swagging, Sean, and may post some bars or something, as a caption on Instagram. But it's like, yo, that's why we respect Nas, because Nas is always gonna show you the real. Like he's never gonna show you the fake, even if you're not feeling what he's doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I guess that's Nas. Granted, even though you said you felt like he was trying to give like some Migos, I appreciate Nas for trying to stay to himself and not truly divert from what he knows and how he raps and stuff like that. Like I feel like you should be able to elevate it. Jay-Z elevate now. It's like, yo, I'm telling you about wealth. Like I'm going to tell you. Granted, the song he had on DJ Khaled's new album, what is it? Father of Assad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit was garbage. But it's nice to hear, hey, I'm getting older, so I'm giving you an older perspective. Look at me. I'm owning paintings that cost $2 million that's gonna appreciate over time. Right. I'm owning a crib that's gonna appreciate over time. Right. I need you to understand how important your credit is. I need you to understand how important generational wealth is. Right. I need you to understand that. So I appreciate that. I've never been a huge Jay-Z fan, but I appreciate them talking. J. Cole, I appreciate you telling me, okay, now I'm trying to dwell with the duality of dealing with rap, chasing my dream of basketball, trying to see if I still got it. And I feel like I'm the best with the pen right now.
But I'm still an entrepreneur.
I'm a record label. Look, I'm not a record label, but
Dreamville. Right, he still got his own label and doing his own thing. So no.
So so it was like, just to see you be able to dwell with that, and you're like, okay, now I'm rapping about what's going on and not the past and whatever. Boom. Like you still add some of that stuff into it, but it's like, all right, now you're not talking about, hey, I was just in Muhammad's crib. Oh, my mom was, dealing with this toxic relationship and
we trapping and doing all this.
Yeah.
Like, eventually you're gonna have to kind of grow out of that because you're gonna have to progress. I feel like a lot of artists now, there's no real progression. It's just, I'm gonna just stick to this. And you're never gonna see me grow, like
Bubble Boy,
right? Like that, right? Like I feel like when you hit a certain point, like you have to grow, you have to mold yourself, and you can still be real. And that's what that's what separates the all-time greats from just great people in the moment, where they can separate themselves. And hey, I'm gonna be rapping. I may not necessarily be rapping differently as far as like my cadence and my bars from 5 years ago, but my subject matter is gonna change. Like it's not gonna feel the same. Like it's gonna feel like I evolved. Like you're gonna see my real growth, because I feel like that's what it's about as influencers and people out in this world.
Absolutely. That's why I feel like, what's his name? Lil Pump. Lil Pump is like,
oh fuck him.
Yeah, like bro, you haven't heard nothing from him. And I don't know if he said he took a retirement or whatever.
He's a goof. He's in that 6ix9ine class to me, where he's one of those people that just wanted to be famous and doesn't give a damn what he's doing to do it. He's just gonna do it, no matter how stupid he sounds.
Like I said, you gotta, granted all the face tattoos.
Trump stuff to me, bro. Like he lost me on that. Well, he lost me on his music because the music's trash, but the Trump stuff really lost me. And that, to me, that's one of those, I just want to be famous. I just want to be attention grabbing. But once you say I'm gonna do that, like people aren't gonna respect you, and that's when you see them fall off.
But
like you saw him.
That's the whole. I only saw him because he was in the Tory Lanez video the other day, where Tory Lanez was going at Cassidy.
Of course, birds of a feather flock together.
But you know, you know, and like I told you before, excuse me, but I don't respect it, but I commend their effort to their hard work. I commend the effort that you're, like I said before, like I commend your effort into, hey, I want to get to this place. I'm going to put in all my time, energy, and work to get to this place. But see, and if I feel like I reach mountaintop, boom, that's like better yet. You put in mad work, college basketball, high school basketball, AAU tournaments, and I'm going through this. I'm going through basketball camps. I'm staying out. I'm playing. I'm doing all this work. And you're like, okay, I made it to the NBA. I'm good now. That's literally like, hey, I made it. Where else do I go from here? And a lot of new people like Lil Pump and, you know, anybody else, they don't look at, okay, there's more to grow. There's more to do. It's not just, hey, I'm going to give you an album or I'm going to give you a few songs and you're just going to be like, oh, okay, ride the wave. Like Young M.A., I'm pretty sure Young M.A. is nice but bro, you don't hear enough from her. Dej Loaf, you don't hear enough from her.
Yeah. I agree with that. But my point is, like, to go against what you just said, to argue back against what you said is, to me, like, people like that, like Lil Pump, 6ix9ine, people like that, they're not really, like, they're putting in effort, they're putting in work with their music, like, they're working on it. But to me, it's like, I feel like you can listen to their music and tell they have, like, no real passion to do music. It's really just y'all just want to be famous. Like, because the music doesn't even sound good. Like, you ever just heard some people's music and just be like, there's no way in the world that someone thought this sounded good. Like, there's no way in the world that someone really thought this sounded good. And to me, like, Lil Pump is in that category. Was like, you know when some music is good, and you know when it's some mid.
Yeah.
And when you put nothing but mid out, but everybody in your circle treats it like it's good, like that, how are you gonna grow? How are you gonna progress?
That's the problem of having yes man.
Exactly. Excuse me. You can't have yes men. I feel like those are the type of guys have yes men around them all the time in order for them to do whatever they want to do and live their life, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, 10 years from now, you're gonna be looked at as a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But just to bring it all back home, so
they're gonna be on one of those 106 and Park tour reunions,
right? The VH1 specials. What happened?
Like Bow Wow and what you call it, and what's the name? B2K.
Oh yeah, but see, Bow Wow and B2K, they got hits. They're different. They're actually good at the music thing.
That's why and I was talking about the whole falling off part. I was like, yo, look, and you haven't. And I don't think they've earned that right to say, yo, I'm just gonna fall off and you're gonna appreciate my music. Like Kendrick, he can do that.
Yeah.
Kendrick can do that wholeheartedly, because granted, I'm not saying, oh yeah, we know what they do outside, but
but we
Kendrick
need that
gives
album,
back,
Kendrick. We need that album.
Oh, trust and believe. But Kendrick, he gives back, like he gives his time, his money, his energy, and stuff like that. And then on top of that, bro, his art, his album work, he's done. Bro, I don't want, what is it, Rigor Mortis or Section 80. Section 80. I'm sorry, that's the album. Section 80. Boom. Then you have To Pimp a Butterfly. Well, not then, but
it was Good Kid, Mad City,
then To Pimp a Butterfly.
Then Damn.
So it's like you have. it was Damn after. I'm like, yeah,
Damn,
another album.
Damn is the last one that he put out.
Yeah,
and then he actually put out like a version of it where it's reversed.
Reverse, yeah. I heard it was supposed to be listened to in reverse, and I'm like, okay.
I heard the same thing, but I never sat down and actually tried to.
I think I tried one time, and it was like, all right, I'm not doing this. I already listened to it.
I can see it though, because he's a storyteller. He's one of those. He's an artist that evolves and he tells stories, like similar to Nas. So, but either way, to bring everything kind of back home with Nas King's Disease too. Anything that. Because, we're saying how we feel about it, and that, we thought the music was good, but it could have been better.
Way better. Is
there anything that stands out to you on there that you really enjoyed, whether it was something, a song, a feature, or something
song,
he was doing?
The song the one that really, like I said, caught me was that No Funny Love shit with Charlie Wilson.
Yeah.
No Funny Love shit hit.
I agree.
And I'm like, maybe because we have to make it regular of not just judging an album off of one listen.
Yeah,
I've been critical to that, because I sat there and like I've said to anybody, like I hated Post Malone when he first came out. I hated Post Malone. like that was one of the people I really just why are you making music?
Yeah.
But this, and then I listened to White Iverson. I kept listening to White Iverson. I'm like, White Iverson, when I was ballin', I was young. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Then I listened to his first album, Stoney, and I'm like, oh, this shit kind of fire. He had a mixtape too, but he had a song with 2 Chainz. I forgot what the song was called, but that Money Made Me Do It.
Yeah,
that shit was fire. And I love 2 Chainz, so I'm like, okay. Then I listened to Beer Pong and Bentley, and that was just like, all right, yep, no, it's it. And I was like, yep, you got me hooked, you got me reeled in. Like that was one of the people like I did not like, and like I'm one of the biggest like supporters of him now.
Right. No, I agree 100%.
So I think everybody listen. If you're going to listen to something, don't just listen to it one time. Listen to it
give it a couple
in
listens.
different varieties. Like listen to it in the car. Listen to it while you work out at the gym. Listen to it while you're in the shower.
Yeah.
Like listen to it at least give it 3 times a listen, because me hearing it on my speaker, hearing it through my ear pod, and hearing it through my car are 3 different ways I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
So listen to it and just comprehend it and let it sit and marinate for a second. It's like cooking. It's like Kurt Franklin said, it's like your grandmother's cooking. You know why it's so good? Because she started doing it the night before. So she let it marinate and let everything sit in, the seasoning and everything. So let it sit in for a second. Let that seasoning kick in.
Right.
Then go. Then like, all right, this album is really garbage.
Right.
Like then you can do that.
No, I agree. I think for me, from track 9, Nobody, featuring the Queen, Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yes, absolutely.
On
that
down
was fire.
to the rest of it, I thought that was amazing. I thought Death Row East. I thought The Pressure. Like I said, the only stuff that I didn't like was the stuff where he was kind of rapping over like young boy beats, and it just didn't feel right to me. It felt like Nas was kind of doing it just to say, this is what Hit-Boy's pocket is to the mainstream, so let me just jump on that. And to me, I didn't like that. I preferred the stuff where he was just talking game over something melodic with some pianos, little bump to it, something you could vibe out to. So
yeah,
I think you take away him rapping over the young boy beats, you got a really good album. But with that being there, that killed it for me, to be honest.
You think he needed to pull a Kanye and just do 9 songs instead of 16?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, for sure.
Because the Nas album he did with Kanye was garbage too.
Yeah, that was bad. I think
just had that last song. I think I forgot what it was called, but it was It was literally the last song on the album.
Let me put it this way: I think if he would have did that same type of format where it was just like, yo, these 7 to, because let's see, there's 15 songs on here. I think you can go a solid 10. If you say, yo, boom, we going to have 10, 12 maybe that we just going to go. We just going to ride out on these, and we just going to cut out all the mid in between. Oh, you'd be good. You'd be good. You have a really good album.
Oh, absolutely. And the song was called Simple Things too.
Yeah.
But it was, what I found? I actually found not ironic, but kind of scary a little bit, and in its own right. I was listening to something. They was talking about how like Tupac had an album he had to put out, and the motherfucker was just like, all right, cool, bet, boom, first beat done, all right, let's go to the next
Tupac
one.
lived in the studio. Tupac has a whole lot of music.
I didn't realize that, and I knew that, but I was just like, just to hear somebody say, yo, he would knock out a beat, boom, he knocked out, boom, California. I'm like, oh, in the city, and then he go to the next, and Mike, he go to like the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, bro, how the fuck?
Yeah, Tupac is like Mike. He lived it. He didn't miss. He lived it. He lived it every day. He lived it. So, all right. So then, on a scale of 1 to 5, where would you kind of rank this album?
2.5.
2.5. Okay, I can see that.
On a rating, 2.5.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I think I give it a 2. I think the stuff that was really good, but the stuff that I didn't like. It just kind of messed it up for me. It just kind of
just gave you that bubble gut feeling. Exactly. Yeah, and trust me, I know.
So we're gonna close out this week's episode. So we're not gonna do the on my mental segment every Monday now, because we are gonna start putting out episodes every Monday and Friday. That's gonna be kind of how the format we go, like Sean explained earlier. The On Your Mental is gonna be on Friday. I think Friday. Let the week marinate. Let people do what they got to do, and we have a lot on our mind at that point that we can really talk about, really stress. So that's why I think we just gonna do that going forward and be cool.
That works.
Any shout outs?
We're gonna do Friday on my mental, right?
Yeah, Friday on my mental. Friday is on my mental Friday.
Oh yeah.
On my mental Friday. That's what it's gonna be called going forward.
That works.
So with that being said, any shout outs you like to give?
Shout out to Miami.
Yes.
Shout out to the Crocodiles I saw.
Yeah, shout out to the Crocodile.
Yeah,
the man that was taking us on a tour. Thank God it was a brother, because I was sitting there thinking, ooh, I don't want to be out in the Everglades. No brother driving. So shout out to him.
Shout out to that. Shout out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if you seen the last episode of Dave, but shout out to Dave in that last episode.
I haven't seen any of them.
Go watch that last episode. That last episode was like, I don't know. It kind of fucked with me a little bit too, because it was like, yo, kind of get in touch with your inner self. And then he was talking to himself. He's like, yo, where did you get this song from?
Right.
He was like, Dave, I'm you.
Right.
And I was like, oh. Then he hopped out. He got up, and then because he was at Rick Rubin crib, he got up. I was like, Dickie. I was like, I didn't know. You tapped in.
Oh man, nah, I understand that. Nah, like you said, shout out to Miami. Shout out to all the waiters. There was one waiter in particular I want to shout out, because it started raining when we was out getting drinks. As soon as the raindrops hit the ground, that man grabbed our drinks and was like, "Hey, we going inside."
Who?
Like Superman.
He did?
Yeah.
That was the first night, right?
Yeah, when me and my girl was
okay,
out,
that was the first night. Okay, I was about to say I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, you weren't there for that. Yeah, me and my girl was out. We was got a couple drinks, and boom. As soon as the rain hit the ground, my man was like, "Nope," ran in there like the Flash. So shout out to him. And then just shout out to all the people that's been listening, man. Like, we really appreciate your patience, because I know we've been doing a lot, been saying a lot is coming, and we gonna get that to you very, very shortly.
Absolutely.
And we're just excited about what the future holds, with just all the ideas that we've kind of came up with and what we gonna kind of incorporate going forward.
Concocting,
Exactly. So, we gonna, like I said, this is gonna be a shorter episode, so we gonna head up on out of here. Sean, you want to give out your socials? Tell everybody to.
Nah, fuck my social, fuck my Instagram. It's all about following the damn podcast, the What Up Bro podcast. Follow that on the gram. Follow it on Twitter, TikTok. Even send your social security. No, I'm joking. But because there's gonna be one person like, word, what's the? Oh, word, y'all go? Nah, hell no, I'm not doing that to you. I ain't gonna do that to you, unless you want to send some money. We gonna start a Cash App and we can work that out. Yeah, just follow us, keep listening, tuning in, and we appreciate your time and your patience and your energy.
Right.
Appreciate
and make sure you share the show.
And yes, please do.
Share.
Don't just watch and just like you telling me I feel special and I feel amazing, but share it to other people. You got other people down there that listen, that wanna okay, all right, I like this. I like what they're coming from with this. This is browsing, like, so I'm like, yo, don't tell me, hey, I'm doing a good job. Like, bitch, you doing a good job, bitch. Don't tell me that. Right. Tell it to me sharing. Sharing is free.
Tell the world we're doing a great job.
That's a fact. I ain't asking you for no bread. Nah. Sharing is free, man. Sharing is free. Putting it on your social, it's free. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna kill you. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you. And it's crazy because I got people that do stuff, that, and I'm like, I've shared y'all up. Granted, it may have been only one time, but you have never shared. You have never told me, hey, I listened to a full episode. I'm like, so what you think I'm gonna be sitting there like, oh my God, yeah, let's share your show, and you're not even reciprocating my energy.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah, so shout out to all the people that have shared the word and are spreading the word.
Appreciate
that. So like I said, y'all can check us out, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at What Up Bro Pod. Follow us on TikTok at What Up Bro Pod. Our personal social medias will be in the description box as always. So,
as always.
Follow us also. And yeah, man, we coming with the heat.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Heat, no Miami.
Hopefully not that heat, because that was a different level of heat.
That shit was different, crazy.
Boy. But anyway, we will catch you guys later. All love, peace, love, stay black. And y'all know what's up.
Me no black.
Oh, we gonna have to have that conversation, boy. Shout out to Miami.